Let's take that in for a second. This is Tom Barnish, Chicago scene, downtown Chicago, on Chicago's front lawn, Grant Park, both serene and beautiful. And for the first time in 15 months, you get to enjoy it completely open as the pandemic restrictions have been lifted. And also for the first time in 15 months, one of the most historic hotels in Chicago, the Hilton Chicago, is opening its doors up to guests. Again, I'm going to talk to John, who's going to tell me a little bit about what they've been doing during the pandemic, about the minor renovations that they've done, and also some of the history, which is an incredible history going back to Queen Elizabeth staying here, to Kennedy, to Barack Obama having events here. It truly is a Chicago icon, and why it is the Chicago scene. So let's go inside. Let's stop talking, huh? I swear you can walk around this hotel and find something new every single time you come here. It's a special place, isn't it, John?
Oh my goodness. It's part of the fabric and history of Chicago.
It really is. It's 94 years old, and you guys have been closed for a better part of 15 months. Is that right?
That's correct. Almost 15 months today. It's been a tough journey.
It really has, and I was fortunate enough to be here when you opened the doors for the first time. You unlocked it. That literally is the first time you've unlocked that specific door in 15 months.
Correct. Yeah. The interesting story behind that is the Hilton Chicago. The doors have never been closed since the day it opened in May 3rd, 1927. Even through some of the big changes in Chicago, being that the hotel actually converted to an Army cadet training facility during World War II, where we had 10,000 new recruits during World War II. The unfortunate riots that took place right across the street in Grant Park, the doors never closed. So when we closed those doors on March 27, 2020, it was a pretty emotional day.
Yeah, I mean, you were just talking about some big events, even massive snowstorms that shut down the city, so to speak, for even just a few years ago. You guys were open. It was a place for refuge for people who were traveling and they needed to stay here for a few days, more than they planned. And it's a heck of a place to be stuck in, I will say. I was fortunate enough to go upstairs and see some of the suites you have, the Imperial Suites. Talk about that and the significance of Queen Elizabeth with those suites.
Oh my goodness, yes. Back in 1959, news went out that Queen Elizabeth was coming to Chicago with the opening of the St. Lawrence Seaway. So now Chicago had a direct connection to the Atlantic Ocean. Conrad Hilton, who owned this hotel then and was officed out of this building, he said, look, we have to have the best suites for her. So he built very quickly the two Imperial Suites on top of the building. And both are beautiful suites. Queen Elizabeth, she came. Unfortunately, she only used them as a day-use room because she stayed
in changing rooms, really.
Correct.
I get that. She's Queen Elizabeth, right?
Right. She stayed in her royal yacht. But what was fascinating, after she checked out, who moved in as some residents is Elizabeth Taylor and her new husband, one of her husbands, Nicky Hilton, who was the oldest son of Conrad Hilton. And they lived in those suites.
Wow, that's incredible. And the Queen did right by Queen's Landing, by Buckingham Fountain on the waterfront, made her way over here. I'm sure it was a whole thing, a whole parade of Secret Service the Royal Secret Service to get here, but that had to be an exciting timeline among many other things that happened here. I mean, you guys had hundreds of conventions throughout their years, weddings. One of my best friends was married here. I mean, it's a fun Chicago place.
Oh, absolutely. When the hotel was first built, it was 3,000 rooms, so it was basically the world's largest hotel. Actually, the first registered guest was Charles Dawes, who was the Vice President of the United States. But we had the Lindbergh dinner here. We had all these events here that have taken place over the years. In 1985, when we renovated the building and essentially closed the hotel, we went from 3,000 rooms to 1,544. So actually, the rooms are larger. Sure. And what's really unique is of the 1,544 rooms we have, 600 still have 2 bathrooms. So you have 2 beds and 2 bathrooms. So it's great for families. It's great for groups that have to pair up individuals to have their own space. But we've had a very unique situation here with this building.
A truly unique hotel. And during the pandemic, like every other business, you guys were here, even though you were closed, doing things here and there to get ready for this day, including just some renovations in the hotel, right?
Well, we did a lot of cleanup. Yeah, with us, we had 1,000 team members before the pandemic. And those were full-time, part-time, and casuals. We went down to 50, and a lot of that was property operations and security. And property operations had to still keep this hotel going with the heating, the water, continual water flushing through the
It's
building.
important in these old buildings to keep all those things going. Otherwise, you have big problems if they stop, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I just bought a house. I know it's a 100-year-old house. I'm familiar. Trust me.
The upkeep, you just have to continue the upkeep. But with those 50 team members, we called ourselves the small and mighty team. That we really kept things going. But one of the priorities was we wanted to keep selling, stay positive, and we did that. And a lot of the events and big groups that did cancel, a large part of them rebooked into future years.
That's great. And another thing I noticed when I walked up there, I never actually think I've seen the pool here. The pool is spectacular, and you got that outdoor deck, which again, I've been here a bunch of times, but it's been late nights here at Kitty O'Shea's more than anything else. But that all is ready to be open. You have an indoor track. It's the largest fitness facility of hotels in the city of Chicago. That's impressive.
Correct. It's over 10,000 square feet. And with that pool, we put in 96,000 gallons of water. And with that sun deck, I think it's going to be more popular now because people are really conscious on health and social distancing still for quite some time. So having that outdoor deck is going to help us on the 8th floor.
Yes, for sure. And another great thing coming up this summer is Lollapalooza. You guys, the proximity to Lollapalooza is perfect. So I imagine you're excited about that, to welcome people back. So for people who are looking at this video now, planning Lollapalooza or just a weekend in Chicago, what's the best way to get a room in this hotel?
Hey, we're open. We're open finally, and it's our inventory is available online. We only have 5 floors open now, hoping to get to 9 by the 4th of July weekend. But by Lollapalooza, we know we have to be open. We understand the impact that has, being that Lollapalooza is right at our front door.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go right ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I wish you guys nothing but the best. It's exciting to see the hotel open, the city starting to breathe a sigh of relief again, and look forward to many more events here at the hotel.
Great. Thank you so much.
There it is, the Chicago Hilton reopened for the first time in 15 months. TBARNAS at WGNTV.com. If you have a suggestion for the Chicago scene, that's TBarnes at WGNTV.com. Until then, thanks for watching. See ya.